there's been a lot of conversation about Nixon Newell, formerly known as Tegan Knox, in WWE.
Yes.
A lot of conversation.
She asked her bosses, "Can I go home, please?" And they were like, "Yes, you bloody can." And that's the news, but there's a little bit more.
That's the news for the latest at any time.
There's a bit more in the middle that's slightly juicy than what I've just said right there.
Yeah, so you've seen the title. We're going to give you a bit of a timeline of events that got to the situation that was reported last night, which was Nixon Newell and Miranda Alize walking out of AEW's Collision and Ring of Honor taping due to creative differences. That was kind of where the story began. But we'll go a bit further back for that, because recently Nixon Newell has spoken about a lack of wrestling bookings since her release from WWE. Opening up about her plight led to a few more bookings coming through. I think she's had about 14 matches, including the Collision one this year.
Yeah.
Fightful Select reports that some within AEW actually went to bat for Nixon Newell after this comment from her, and it prompted opportunity last month. An opportunity for her and her tag partner and IRL partner, Miranda Alize, to team up for an episode of Collision. Didn't go as smoothly as hoped, though, according to Backstage reports.
Yeah, they lost, of course, to Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir in under 3 minutes, and Fightful reports that Newell wasn't happy with the way the match was constructed, with one point of contention being Megan Bayne selling for Newell and Alize. Bayne, being someone AEW, of course, are building on TV as a big old monster, and Nixon Newell, who's not even signed. Well, they're not going to get signed now, but they weren't signed at the time, were they?
Yeah, it was a strange one. Fightful adds, one longtime friend of Newell chalked it up to Newell being excited about her debut and then disappointed that things would end in their match so quick. Another said it felt like Newell wanted to get the match over with because of how things went setting it up. Another source indicated that frustration on Megan Bayne's face during the match was legitimate. She was frustrated with what appeared to be a lack of cooperation on some of the spots. Now, Nixon Newell has denied that there was any disagreement in that match. It was at this taping that Newell and Alize cut a promo with Anna Jay and Ty Conti.
Yes.
And there was a match that was put in place between those four. The match didn't take place at Dynamite the following week, despite the fact that, as we've heard from Fightful, both Alize and Newell were backstage. But they were told, come to Collision on Saturday, you'll have the match that we built there. And that brings us to the live episode of Collision and the Ring of Honor taping from Saturday.
So this comes from Nixon Newell herself on Twitch when she said they arrived at the arena and they were told the match was definitely on, but they were only going to get 3 minutes. The purpose of the match was to put over Ty J as Ty J. I always get that wrong, Tom.
Ty
Ty Conti, Ty fight.
Yeah.
That's their thing, isn't
Ty.
it? And bump asses. Fight and bump asses.
Fight and bump asses is what they're now called.
But the entire match was to put them over because Ty J are going to be a crucial player, or a couple of players, a crucial team in the AEW Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament.
Now, Nixon and Miranda had pushed for the match to get more time. They weren't so much upset with losing, but they wanted the match to have longer since they'd already cut a promo to build up to the match. And they were told, oh no, it's just going to be a bit of a squash type affair, an enhancement type deal. But they were denied that. They were told the match was already locked in and the booking was already in place. Nixon on Twitch said that her and Miranda decided that after the promo that they had cut to hype the match, 3 minutes wouldn't benefit anyone.
I disagree with that, because surely that would lead to a conclusive win for the team that are going to advance in the tournament and a conclusive win for the fully fledged, fully contracted AEW superstars.
Yeah, that would be it. And there's lots of conversation that people have had about the power of those short burst appearances on AEW, which we'll get to as well. Nixon and Miranda said the match should go to a different team as opposed to them, saying, look, if this is going to be a 3-minute victory for Ty J, then we're not the people that should be losing here. It should go to a different team rather than us.
But why shouldn't they be losing, Tom? I'm going to play devil's advocate all this video now.
Devil's avocado.
Why shouldn't
over
they?
here.
Hey, take a couple of impressive bumps and get yourself a contract. That's the way it works in AEW.
Yeah, it was. So Nixon's argument, which I got from Twitch, was the fact that they did a promo to build this match, and it was just, and then the resulting match was going to be a week late, and then an enhancement match. It will almost be like the idea of, I don't know, like Texas Tornado and the Brooklyn Brawler doing a promo to go, hey, on Superstars, I'm gonna punch you out, and it's like a 90-second loss for the Brawler. Would that? I think that's still fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine as well.
I think that's still fine.
I don't mind a little. You can still have a little bit of story, obviously the promo heading into the match, but then still have the sort of conclusive victory for the team that are advancing.
Yeah, you can still do it. There's been a bit of disambiguation about what happened from here, because they decided they weren't going to do the match, and then the first set of reports suggested that they refused to lose and they stormed out, and that kind of isn't the case that Nixon and Miranda describe on Twitch, where Nixon says they informed their producer, "This ain't for us. This match isn't for us. You should go to somebody else." To which the producer then went to up the chain of command and went, "This is the situation." Came back and went, "Yeah, that's fine." And then Nixon and Miranda said, "Hey, look, since you don't need us, are we good to go?"
And we'll go out on the town.
And they did. It wasn't so much a storm out of the building. It was a walk out and go and get dinner.
Screw you guys, I'm a good.
It was a little bit Eric Cartman. Now, the match, Tai J did indeed compete, but they faced Maya World and Hyan, who replaced Nixon and Miranda. Now, they were booked to do Ring of Honor. They also, in that same taping, faced Billy Starks and Athena. They got a lot of praise backstage from Fightful for their professionalism, taking on 2 bookings on that same night. And from there, there's reports of Nixon and Miranda pounding drinks.
I just think it's a casual few pints for a Welshman like Nixon.
Exactly.
Proud Welshman.
She loves an IPA. And she went and she talked about these reports on Twitter. She said, "Yeah, of course I was. Like, I bloody love a beer."
Yeah.
Like, fair enough. It's not as aggressive as they make it sound. You can probably see, if you just kind of skim the report, it sounds like they walked into AEW, went, "I ain't losing," and then nipped off and got trashed, which is very 1980s of them. But that's kind of, when you get into the boring nuance of it, that's not exactly what happened.
We need to find out what kind of drink it was on the bar, because if it was just a quiet few pints, it's a quiet few pints. If they have 6, that's fine. They're just a quiet few pints. But if there's 17 trebles on the bar and they're going one after the other, then there's a different context altogether.
If it's a session IPA,
yeah,
she's probably fine until she gets outside and then the cold air hits her. And that's how I normally get in trouble when I've had some IPAs. So the backstage reaction to this. Now, Fightful report, there was an immediate and immense reaction internally from AEW personalities and staff. One AEW staffer told Fightful that both Newell and Elise are talented, but there was a push to help Newell out after she revealed that she wasn't getting many bookings. Another said that they were disappointed to hear about the situation, as this seemed out of character for Newell specifically.
Just for Newell specifically? There was 2 people in this scenario.
But again, I think because so many people...
Stirring the pot.
Look at you. You're a right stirrer today. But I think because she's got friends backstage, and she put out the thing saying, "Look, I'm not getting many bookings, and it's, and time is coming to an end in wrestling." So there was people who kind of went, "Okay, we'll help her out, and then we'll help out Miranda as a result of that as well." A few tweets popped up online from AEW regulars and such, and also people who have previously been extras in AEW. One of my favorites, it was from Nikki XS, who put out a tweet saying, "My 2-minute Ring of Honor match got me half my followers, a situationship, and my favorite Nixie gif. Never turned down any opportunity to look hot getting your ass kicked."
That's the thing, isn't it?
I like that.
I know 3 minutes, 3 minutes is not much time to tell a story and do all the actions and all the shiny wizards and all that.
My wife would disagree.
But you do one impressive moment in the match, you take an impressive bump that impresses somebody backstage, you never know where it's going to lead. I just don't know why they've bitten their own noses off, Tom, despite their faces.
A little bit, yeah. And Captain Sean Dean is the AEW Extras coordinator. He posted a tweet of an image from himself saying, "There's a lot of extra talk coming from an extra."
Oh, God.
Told followers to stay tuned, suggesting more was to come from this whole situation. More was to come out about it. Maya World and Kiana, as we say, stepped up at short notice. They got a lot of praise. And AEW sources Fightful spoke to said if Nixon and Miranda had said they'd rather other talent get the opportunity, things would have probably ended up better. Because Nixon Newell says that was what they did, but maybe it wasn't.
It's the reasoning.
Yeah, if they turn around and gone, "Look, we've decided this match would be better suited for these guys because it's an enhancement match and we'd like them to get on TV, we'll come and do something else." The vibe is that they just went, "We're not going to, we don't want to have a 3-minute squash."
I'm former WWE superstar Tegan Knox. I wouldn't stoop to these levels.
That's the vibe. It's not what we don't know that happened. Now, on Twitch last night, she and Miranda and Nise were playing It Takes Two. And Nixon said there wasn't any bad blood or negativity between either side after what happened. But the series of tweets, the vague tweets that I've seen would suggest that's not the case.
Yeah, I know.
There's a little bit of something there.
Miranda's definitely not happy with the situation based off her tweets especially. But we talked about earlier on, like the match doing nothing for either parties according to the team who asked to leave the building and did leave the building. Nixon Newell then went on to say she's just got a year left in wrestling. She's been telling everybody apparently she's got 2 years left. Now she's had a year of that and it's just 1 year to go.
Yeah. She says, I want to just go and have fun. What a fun match 3 minutes or otherwise would have still been fun, wouldn't it? I don't know.
And you look at the entire deadlock situation, the opportunities outside of AEW.
Yeah,
they're getting narrower and narrower, aren't they?
We send our love to everybody at Deadlock, by the way. Like, honestly, when it comes to indie promotions that have just made incredible waves and advances on that scene, Deadlock is one of them. They've given so many people opportunities to really showcase their stuff. And from across the other side of the pond, we send our love to Deadlock Pro as well today. It's another good one gone too soon.
Yeah.
And as you say, it means that there's opportunities to shrink him. And you have to believe that we won't see Nixon Newell back in AEW.
You would think not.
You'd think not, but stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. It's clear that someone behind the scenes has a good outlook on her, just because it seemed out of character for Newell specifically. So maybe they're is she being dragged down by her partner here?
Well, the other bit from Fightful was that Miranda was the one that was the most outspoken out of the two when it came to the way that was all put together. Not to say that Nixon Newell was dragged along with it. Nixon was in agreement, and she's a grown-up, and she makes her own grown-up decisions, and they're a couple. But it certainly felt like the report said that it was Miranda that was the most vocal, but when you watch the Twitch stream, it's Nixon that's telling the story, and Miranda's sort of very quiet.
Taking notes on the side.
Maybe
Don't speak out of turn, lady.
Just listening very cautiously to what's being said. Unclear whether we'll see him again in AEW or indeed where they will pop up next, Nixon Newell and Miranda Elise. We're gonna keep an eye on it. For somebody put online, and you know, it's one of those things where is there such thing as bad PR? We're talking about Nixon Newell and Miranda Elise more today than we would have done if they'd had that 3-minute match with Ty J.
Yeah. All press is good press. Or something.
Yes. That's an interesting thought.
Well, it's not though, is it? Because they're coming out of the situation not looking good at all. Looking like, as you say, the vibes are like, oh, we're better than the 3-minute match we were sort of supposed to have.
Yeah,
that's the vibes coming out of it.
But I think there'll be somebody that will take a chance on all the furore around it, and will bring them in some way.
Headlines will read difficult to work with. The classic wrestler trope.
It is a classic. But thankfully, it's been the only controversial story about a wrestler in the last 7 days. Unrelated. I had a chat with Rich Holland last night. I had a good chat with my mate Luke Menzies. Obviously a lot has gone on with the Luke Menzies situation, and tomorrow on the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast feed and on our Patreon, you're going to see an exclusive 1-hour chat with Luke and I. We talk about his in-ring career. We talk deep about the WWE run. A couple of things there that he wasn't massively stoked about doing. We talk about that promo he did where he said that he was watching Sheamus win the Rumble in that pub in Liversedge. His thoughts
that wasn't true, was it?
His thoughts on it are exactly what you think it is. We talk about the recent tweets that he's put out as well. We talk about the backlash that he's had from that, and a lot of stuff about comments online as well, and kind of what's next for him as well. That's all coming up on the podcast feed tomorrow. If you don't already, subscribe to the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast feed, and it'll be waiting for you there. And you get the video version on the Patreon as well.
Should say Saturday night's main event WTF will be live in the next day or so.
Hey!
Better late than never, eh? I was ill last week. I'm sorry.
He was a poorly boy, but he's done all the poorlies, and now he is ready to entertain you with Saturday night's main event WTF at patreon.com/Cultaholic. And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe.
Goodbye now. Can I leave?
No.
All right.
Not until you lose to Ty J.
Fair enough.